In early 2021, TransLink announced that it had signed an order for 205 new linear induction trains from Bombardier. The train would be 5 cars long and feature small improvements over the Mark III, such as bike space, perimeter seating, and a redesigned front face. Early renders of the train showed this to be rather similar to the Mark III's. Shortly after the order was signed, Bombardier went bankrupt and sold its rail division to Alstom, which took over the order. In late 2021, Alstom sent a mock-up of the Mark V to BCRTC to show off. The mock-up used Mark III exterior parts, which meant the exterior was not final. The interior mock-up showed the new features such as leaning pads, a new hostler seat, and some fancy bike holders. Unfortunately, the bike holders were eventually cancelled in favor of gross Velcro straps that the existing current trains now have. Assembly soon started, and artistic renders showed a different design to what was expected, with sort of a hockey stick-style headlight shape. How suiting for SkyTrain! At first, many of us did not believe this render to be real, especially because of the absurd 4-digit car number showed in the rendering, but this ended up being precisely what we got at the end. Construction of the frame and body took place in La Poissetière, Quebec. Many of us closely followed TransLink's board meetings in anticipation and took any photo updates we could find. Over the course of 2022, screenshots of TransLink board meetings are the best we could get. The trains were then shipped to Kingston, Ontario at the former UTDC factory, where final assembly and electronic work was carried out. TransLink had provided various videos of the testing in Kingston during the summer of 2023 on the UTDC test track. On December 9, 2024, the first train left the factory headed for Vancouver. This coincidentally lined up with SkyTrain's 38th anniversary on December 11th, which I made a nice little souvenir for. The new train set arrived on the 18th of December, where I skipped school to go to see the delivery. It was unloaded from the trucks into OMC2, where it was assembled and then towed into the maintenance shop by Mark I. Isn't that ironic? On the 15th of February, after being fully assembled, the new train went out for the first manual drive tests around the yard. I was extremely lucky to be there at precisely the right time, so you can see that video here. Throughout early 2024, the first set continued testing, eventually going on automatic and doing laps of the yard. BCRTC requires that new trains do 2,000 hours of testing before they carry passengers. Despite this, it would be 19 months from delivery that the first Mark V would enter service. The set was seen all over the network, mostly doing manual drives late at night or sitting in yards or pocket tracks waiting for its time to do its testing. There are many struggles trying to get the Mark V to run properly on automatic mode. For reasons I do not fully understand, it would not play nicely with the other train models. In the July 2024 TransLink board meeting, it was announced that the trains were finished doing their laps of the yard and would soon be ready for mainline testing. Unfortunately, software was still being a pain to get working. I personally prefer hardware solutions. On July 31st, 2024, the second train was delivered, and I attended delivery for that too, getting some nice close-up shots. Through late 2024, the two sets were being tested simultaneously, occasionally leading to on a scale never before seen. Lo and behold, a train that uses 220% of the platform available. Through the testing period, a friend of mine at SkyTrain shared these pictures of the assembled trains sitting in the yard, waiting for their time to shine. Several Mark I trains were decommissioned to make room for Mark Vs. though 4 of 6 cars retired in this period would go on to be mutilated, modified, for the Last of Us TV show, where they were repainted into a Seattle Sound Transit livery. How cursed is that? They even put a roof hatch on one of them. Oh, the horrors. Unfortunately, Train 069 was not saved and was scrapped and never made it on TV. What a shame. Trains continue testing through 2024. On October 15th, the third train was delivered, but I did not watch this one getting delivered as I had gotten bored of it. On the 8th of March 2025, Train 604 became the first train to do mainline testing during daylight hours, pretending to be an in-service train, stopping at every station, doing the whole thing. Mainline testing would continue through early 2025, with the ever-increasing supply of Mark Vs roaming around the Expo Millennium lines. April 7th saw 607-608 delivered, and July 4th saw 609-610 delivered. Throughout the spring and summer, despite seeing the Mark V many times, I was bored and did not get many videos, except for a few nice ones that I had planned in advance. On July 9th, TransLink announced with very little notice that there would be an inaugural run ceremony the next day. TransLink seems to have gotten quite comfortable with next-day ceremony announcements. Luckily, I have no job and no life, so I went there for the ceremony anyway. Holy politicians, Batman.
Batman.
Oh, come on.
Station and back. We'll stop here, so if you need to get off here, you can. Otherwise, it will be going to Waterfront.
Well, yeah, then you know what? Take this. That's nice.
Hey everyone, welcome aboard the new Mark V SkyTrain. Today's a big day. We officially launched this first of the Mark V trains. There are going to be 47 of these new trains coming into service over the next few years. They're going to be on the Expo, the Millennium line, starting today. And look, these trains are amazing. We talk about the need for better public transit. Thanks to support from the federal government, of course, our provincial colleagues. TransLink has launched this new train today. Alright, let's do it one more time.
I'm just gonna walk backwards and then just...
Dad was a transit nerd.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
And we were on the...
So I've obviously had many...
Oh, I see the problem. There's a Mark II that's blocking the platform. There it is. Hey! See the red light flashing? That train's really DID's fault. Outstanding. Okay, so that's not a DID's fault. Well, okay, it is, but they're in manual, and they have one door open on one end, one door open the other.
That's just I remember you as I'm healed. It's the same on both sides too.
Yeah, another thing to fast.
Yo, this is so shorter than actual. I mean, shut up.
This is the only door that is open.
Nervous because it's got like the next stop animation and it like adjusts as the train's going.
I heard a rumor they're sending us to King George afterwards. Did they say anything about that?
Yeah, well, it's entering service as soon as this is done.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna wait and write it.
Yeah, I asked because like it wasn't really clear at the event or on the buzzer if this is the launch. This is the launch.
No, they got a front view seat to the coach.
This interlock is dumb.
Yep. Really? Yeah, they don't really use those signs these days.
Jessica and Moose are down there, and they're all down there. They're all down there. Hello.
Hanson.
There's a cabinet open.
Why is the VOBC lying? Oh, that's the breaker. Never mind. I'm dumb. This is very cool, but I don't think it should be open.
Just get that closed.
Yeah. Is there an STA anywhere?
Something tells me they forgot to lock that.
Is there? Okay, so there we go. Okay.
Well, off we go.
Yeah, right there. Here it is. Alright, now it's shut.
Will open on the right, and you're here for the Eastern Street service.
I have all of the. It's positive energy, it's like kind of like a positive, like overwhelming. Definitely a fair figure. I'd say like a good 95% because that's the next King George train. They don't give a shit. They don't really care. They just think it's a cool train.
We've got enough people that the new train smell is starting to fade.
Not surprised.
Did you get a good shot?
You get like a tour.
Shadows of history.
Oh no, my cat ran the bunch.
Come on, door. We're on the rail dampers here.
Rail dampers?
Yeah, you see those plates on the rail?
Yeah.
Those are rail dampers. They reduce vibration.
It just feels like...
And now we left them and you can tell.
Yeah. Oh, man. My friend went there just as they were starting, or my friend left just as they were starting the expo.
It's definitely very chaotic.
I want to visit a world tour.
Yeah, which is nice.
Train to King George.
Bean sniffer. Bean. Womp womp.
Yeah, it feels like the belly off.
What's happening?
This train is located out of service. U.S. passengers please leave the train at the station.
Are you staying on?
No.
No?
Line seconds.
Okay.
What? Not get on. Any second now.
Because at the same time, stop texting.
Okay, that's on. He like,
And then text me that.
Overall, the Mark V launch was pretty enjoyable, although there was quite a bit of chaos and various shenanigans, although I kind of enjoy that. It's entertaining. The Mark V really does just feel like a Mark III, but blue. It's got an extra car, it's got a new Hostler seat, and it's got LCD displays and better air conditioning. Honestly, I would kind of call it more of a Mark 3.5 than a Mark V. It's more of a logical continuation of the Mark III instead of something radically and entirely new like we've made it out to be. I'm not a huge fan of the Mark V. I'm not hugely against it either. It's good to have more capacity, and it's a reasonably sized train with reasonable features. I don't think it's bad. However, I am rather disappointed because this means many more of the Mark Is, even those which still are functional and aren't at the end of their service life, may get to go early, which is disappointing, and there exists a serious danger to their preservation. To my knowledge, there has only been one museum that has actually posed interest in taking one of the Mark I trains for preservation. There have been 3 sets that went to the movie production company Martini Studios, although they have been not in the best condition. Organizations like mine, OMC Zero, would love to preserve a Mark I, but unfortunately we live in Vancouver. Land is expensive, doing just about anything is expensive. We can't really take on that kind of responsibility, not without financial support anyway. For the meantime, we're doing whatever we can to preserve the history and technical details and the legacy of the Mark I trains digitally, through 3D models, through photographs, through plans, through documentation, anything we can get our hands on. However, with the release of the Mark V SkyTrain, I would like to renew a call to the public to raise awareness and raise interest in the Mark I trains. You may think of them as loud, rattly, and old, but they have served us for 39, almost 40 years, and they built the backbone of the SkyTrain before I was alive, before many of the people I know were alive, and they have really done a lot for our region. I think it's time that we show appreciation for them and let them leave their legacy without trying to erase them from history. On that note, for a long while yet to come, probably a year or two, Mark Is and Mark Vs will coexist together, and there is a good chance, and I have heard rumors, that the later Mark I trains manufactured in 1991 and 95, those being the 500, 600, 700, and 800 series trains, are being refurbished to breathe some new life into them, and I sincerely hope that's true. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the Mark Vs and give the Mark 1s some more thought too.